For students preparing to write WAEC 2026 mathematics exam tomorrow, so this is a preparatory lesson or class for you. Ensure you watch this video and share it to other students who will be needing this video as well. Now, my name is Matt Ken. Once again, have it in mind that this channel does not support examination malpractice. This is a preparatory class for you to watch and add all these questions which I will be bringing up to you to anything you want to anything you have been reading. Ensure you add up all these questions to anything you have been reading. Now, what happened is that I'll be coming up with 15 solid topics that WAEC used to ask every blessed year. I mean, you can never escape these 15 solid topics. So, but in this video, I'll only be coming up with 5 of the topics, whereby I've been saying this in my previous video that there will be a master class holding, which is going to hold today, Tuesday, a day to your exam in the night by 7 p.m. We are going to start the class. We are using Zoom. The class costs only 1,500 naira. So in this video, I'll be explaining the 5 topics out of the 15. While in the master class, that's going to be the remaining 10 topics. That's what I'll be revealing in the master class. Whereby I'll be explaining all the topics, giving you hints of what you need to know. Now, without wasting our time, the first topic that WAEC used to repeat every year is indices. As you can see it in your board in question 1. Now, what are the things you need to know about indices? Let me explain. Let me talk around what is indices. Indices is from the word index. Index means singular. Indices means plural. Index means anything that has raised to power, like 4. The index form of 4 is 2 raised power 2. This is the index form of 4. Why? If you have like 2 of it, let's say you have like this time, let's say 4 raised power 3. Now this has become indices from the word singular and plural. All right. So we have the law that guide indices. We all know that the power law, n raised power 0 is 1. The multiplication law, the sign will change from times to change to plus. The division will change to minus. Then the inverse law, 1 raised power minus 1 return to 1 all over. And then the root law as well. Now look at this part. Look at this kind of question. It's still under indices, but it is an advanced indices because this type of question is under exponential. It is under exponential, which is basically part of indices as well. Now let's solve this question. Then if you have this question which says 4 raised power of 3x equals to 16 raised power of x plus 1. This type of question is to come out both in objective and in theory. Although I'll be solving more of the theory questions in the master class. The master class is going to be pure of theory questions. I mean, very more difficult ones. This one is basically objective, but I'll be solving the theory, more of theory questions in the remaining 10 topics. Those ones will be complex, and I'll be giving my students who paid, I'll be giving them smooth, clear, and deep understanding so that they can apply anything they understood into the question when they sit in the exam. Mathematics topic does not change. Mathematics question does not, the way your approach to questions can never change in mathematics. So meaning that the approach you will apply to this question is also the approach you will apply to any question related to this, which you are going to see it in your exam. Because indices is a topic that used to come out every year, like I said earlier. But in your exam, you might not see the question like this. But the approach I will apply to this question is also the same approach you will apply to the question you will see in your exam tomorrow morning. You understand? So ensure you watch all my questions to the end. Okay, so if you have this type of question, what do? The first thing that should come to your mind is that you must always look for, like you can see, I'm explaining based on if you are seeing question that is not this type of question, that is not this question, but similar to this question, you'll be seeing questions similar to this. Mathematics is just like mathematics is just like if your teacher give you example on the board. If she want to give you classwork, you will say that she will not give you the same question she has given to you as as the example, but the approach you apply to the example is also the approach you will apply to the to the classwork or assignment she will give you. That's how mathematics is, and that's the simplest subject ever. All right. So the approach you apply to the one you will see in your exam tomorrow morning is that if you do something like this, your mind should go straight to, okay, how can you express these two young man as an index form? How can you express this guy as an index form? As you can see, I said I'm already expressing them as an index form. How can you turn this one to an index? How can you turn this one to an index? That's the first thing that should come to your mind. Now, you can turn it to an index in two forms. This can be 3 raised power 4, you understand? 3 raised power 2 rather is 4. This can be 2 raised to power 4 is 16 because 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 2, 16. Or you say 4 raised to power 2. 4 raised to power 2 is also 16. So I can either use this or I can use 4 raised to power 4 raised to power. Like I can use this or probably I can leave it alone. But let me use anyone you wish. But the main aim is that express this thing in an index form. Index. The plural is indices. All right. So you have this now. This is going to be 2 raised to power 4. Then we have x plus 1. So if we have this, the two base, this is base, this is power. This is base, this is power. I am teaching. I am not lecturing. Neither I'm not solving just for solving sake. I am teaching. That's why that's what I'm doing here. So this base and this base must be the same. So once they are the same, this will cancel this. Then you open the bracket by multiplying. We have it as a 6x equals to, this is 4x plus 4. You understand? Your main aim is that the base must cancel each other. That should be your target if you are solving your tomorrow question. So now collect your like term. 6x minus 4x equals to 4. Then 2x equals to 4 and x equals to 4 over 2, and the answer is 2. Simple. Now let's move to question number 2. My question number 2 is going to be another topic as well. This is logarithms. All students actually know that logarithm is a compulsory topic that WAEC used to set every blessed year. So look at this question and let me brief you about what is logarithm itself. Logarithm and indices, they're like father and mother. You understand? So they are word and opposite. You understand? So the inverse of indices is what is logarithms, and the inverse of logarithms is indices. Now we also have the law of logarithms as well. Just like the inverse of indices is now giving you logarithms. All right. So we have the multiplication law too. That one too we change to plus, isn't it? So no, I mean they are related, not inverse, rather they are the same. They are the same. So we have the 5 laws of logarithms as well. So by the time you maybe addition law, if you are adding, addition changes to multiplication, division changes to subtraction, then subtraction can reverse back to multiplication, subtraction can reverse back to division. Likewise, addition can reverse back to multiplication, but that reverse process cannot occur in indices. Already take note of that. But the question on the board now, let me just call it advanced logarithms. This is an advanced logarithm. It's very simple. Now let's undo this kind of question. Yeah, it's an advanced logarithm. So we are given log 2 is equals to x. Now this log 2, you can see that I did not write the base. Like I didn't write the base, log 2 base something. Basically, if they did not write the base, that simply means that it's in base 10. It's in base 10. Good. If you don't know logarithms and you want to prepare for exam tomorrow, in fact, it is well. It's a topic that you must know. It's a compulsory topic that it must be repeated every blessed year. Alright, so how do we solve this? And there is one thing you should take note in this question is that it said find in terms of x, y, z, the English in terms of, quote that English in terms of. The meaning of that English is that they used to use that English in terms of in so many questions. It means that your answer must have x, y, z. That's the meaning of in terms of. You can come across any other question that they will use the word in terms of. In terms of means that in terms of x, y, z means that x, y, z must be in your answer. They can also say in terms of j or in terms of anything. You understand? Meaning that thing they are pinpointing on that contains that in terms of must be in your answer. That's the meaning of the word in terms of. Now let's go with the solving. I said we should evaluate log 28 over 3. So how do we solve that? Then we have log 28 over 3. Basically, remember that 28 can be written as 7 times 4. Why did I use 7 times 4? 28 can also be written as 12 times, I think, is it 12? Yeah, if you divide, okay, 2 times, that'll be 14. 2 times 14 is also 28. But the best thing for me to use that will make things easier for me is either I say 7 times 2, which is 14 times 2. Yeah, this is the best way to write it. Or I should put it in this way, okay, over 3. Or I should say 7 times 2 squared over what? Over 3. If I should say 14 times 2, you can see that there's nothing like 14 here. So 14 is not in what they gave me. What they give me is just log 2, log 3, and log 7. So I must express this kind of thing in the form of what they give me on the board, on the question. So that's the principle behind something related to this kind of thing. All right. So now if we have this now, then what is then we have it as okay, let me just clean this. Okay, let me leave it like this. So we have it as log. This will be log 7 times 2 squared over 3. So now let me now reverse this thing back. You have, like, if you are solving logarithms, I told you multiplication, addition changes to multiplication. So addition has changed to multiplication. So I will now reverse this thing back to the addition, like I'm going backward. So this is now going to be log 7 plus log 7 plus log 7 plus 2 log 2 all over. Now this all over, which is the division, is minus. Do you remember that? So that's minus. Let me just put minus log 3. Now can you see the way I reverse it back? Just look at the way this is 2 log. Don't mind, this is 2 log. Now look at the way I reverse it back. Now if you want to convert this thing back to this, it's going to be log. You pick one of the log, then 7 times, these 2 at the back is going to be a power here. The 2 at the back is going to be a power here. That's 3 to the power 2. Then this 7 here, this times changes to what? Multiplication. And we have it as 7 times 3 to the power 2. This minus changes to division over 3. Can you see that? So we are just reversing it backward. And what is log 7 from that thing? Log 7 is z, then plus what is log 2. Log 2 is x. So we have 2 beside here. That will be 2x minus what is log 3? Log 3 is y. So the answer here is z plus 2x minus z plus 2x minus what? Minus y. So that's the answer for the question 2. Now let's move to the next question, and that's going to be question 3. Look at this question 3. Surd. I know that no student here in this country will tell me that surd is not a compulsory question that used to come out every year. So all students know that. Now let's solve this surd. Now how do we solve this surd? Surd is just like the word rationalize. The thing on that surd is that you have to ensure that you break that thing, that each those numbers, you break it to the simplest form. That's just the meaning. You break it down to the simplest form. Now not only that, by breaking it down to the simplest form, you must ensure that decimal does not appear in your work. No decimal point. Everything must be either in radical or root or whole number. That's just it. So now let's solve that. So that is the addition and subtraction of surd, or basic operation in surd. So what I think learn in surd, the basic operation, multiplication, addition, division, and then subtraction in surd, and then how to conjugate of surd with how to rationalize surd. That's all. That's everything on that surd. That is everything on that side. It's very simple. Okay, now let's solve this. Then we have to look for y. We have root 24 plus this root 96 can be expressed as 24 times 4. So multiply by this can be expressed as 25 times 24 is equals to y root 6, right? Good. So now if I should find the square root of 4, that's going to be 2. So that 2, I'll multiply it with 1 here. The coefficient of here is 1. That'll be 2 root 24 minus, if I should find the square root of 25, that is 5. I'll multiply the 5 by the 1. There's 1 here. So that will be 5 root 24 equals to y root 6. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the y. So now we can now add this. I think that there is a 1 here, right? So add all these numbers here, 1, 2, and minus 5. That's going to be 1 plus 2 minus 5. All of them will have 24 equals to y root 6. So by the time we do this, this is going to be minus 2 root 24 equals to y root 6. Now we're supposed to compare, so that we can get our y. But the root, the root at the right hand side is 24. The other one is 6. So we are not done yet. How can we express this 24 to be 6? We're trying to say 6 times 4. That's 24, right? Good. That's going to be minus 2 in bracket 6 times 4 equals to y root 6. So basically, if I find the square root of 4, that's 2, right? So that 2, I will multiply the one outside. That's going to be minus 4. So minus 4 root 6 equals to y root 6. So with this now, I can now do basic comparison. So how do I compare? I will just comparing by just saying that if here is root 6 root 6, then here is what? Y. So definitely my y is going to be what? y will be equals to minus 4. So the answer there is minus 4. Now let's move to the next question, and that is going to be question number 4. Now let's look at question number 4. Question number 4 is under modular arithmetic. Although this is a new topic, yeah, in mathematics. The topic came to exist maybe like I think something around 6 years back, unlike other topics. So most of our parents, they don't really know this topic, who also study mathematics when they were in school. They don't really know this topic. So now let's solve the topic. It's very simple. That's number 4. So solving number 4 now is going to be, you just multiply 23 multiplied by 54. So that's going to be 1000. If you multiply 23 multiplied by 54, that will give you 1242. Yeah, 1242. So then what do? You divide it by 7. If you divide it by 7, then that should give you I think 177. So that will be 177. Yeah, that will be 170. Sorry, 177. So remainder what? Remainder 3, isn't it? Yeah, 177 remainder 3. You can check your calculator by multiplying 177 multiplied by 7. That gives you 1239. So if you add it plus 3, and that will give you 1242. So remainder 3. So your answer is just 3 modulo 7. That's all. It is the remainder you're going to write. That's all. Now let's move to question number 5. So for question number 5 now, say that we should find correct to 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places means that 2 numbers after decimal point. The volume of the sphere. So the formula for the volume of the sphere is 1 over 3 pi r cube. 1 over 3 pi r cube. Yeah. So sphere is 1 over 3 pi r cube. That's the volume of the what? The volume of the sphere. So we already know the radius. The radius is what? That is 3 centimeter. And basically we already know the pi to be 22 over what? Over 7. Sorry, the volume of the sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cube. So here is 4 over 3 pi r cube, not 1 over 3 pi r cube. So let's solve this now. So the v will now be 4 over 3 times 22 over 7 times 3 times 3 times 3. So by the time you multiply the numerator, so your volume should be giving you 4 times 22 times 3 times 3 times 3. That should be giving you 2376. So if you multiply on this is 21. And by the time you divide it with your calculator, then that should be giving you, the volume should be giving you 113.14. Remember, you have to leave it in 2 decimal places. That means 2 number after decimal point, and the unit is going to be what? Centimeter cube. Centimeter raised to the power of 3. So that is that about that. Now if you find this video helpful, please do well to share this video to other students. Give us a like, thumb, a nice comment, and don't hesitate to join our master class. We're starting soon. Even if you watch this video maybe later on in the 8, 9, 10, still reach out to me on WhatsApp. So this is the WhatsApp number. WhatsApp number here is 09155102818. Now mind you, the class is 1,500 naira. So if you want to make your payment, pay into this account 80684358809. So that is PalmPay. The name you are going to see there is Adegboyega Lukman Ayomide. So pay into that account, PalmPay. Send your receipt to me on WhatsApp. Then I will send you the class link for you to join. And if you didn't watch this video at 7 p.m. tonight, so even if it is 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10, 11, there will be a recorded video. The class will be recorded for you to watch, and you can ask questions if you don't understand any of the things we have done so far. So do well to share this video to other students. Give us a like, thumb, and a nice comment. Wish you best of luck in your exam. Bye.